Life has a funny way of testing the strength of your convictions. And its lessons, the best ones, might come from the most unexpected places. What I ask all of you, have you ever felt the whole world is out there trying to hurt you? Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, I must admit, I once felt that. And to be completely honest, it wasn't that long ago. So I come here today to tell you the happy story of how I lost my faith in humanity. You see, growing up, I grew up as a very trusting child, even though my parents were both very overprotective and paranoid. If you are like that, please stop. Just stop. And I live in a second floor apartment with my and my couple of dogs. And it's a very nice apartment. I mean, it's not that big, but every morning I can wake up, open the door, and smell and see the beautiful green color of the sea. Pollution. I've always felt safe in that apartment. Always, up to one. You see, a few weeks ago, not that long ago, in the middle of the night, something happened. My dog barked. Now you may say, of course, every single dog barks, but him and I, we have a connection. I can speak dog. And I knew precisely what that bark meant. That bark meant there's someone in the house. So I got up out of bed, ran to the living room, opened the door, and I saw nothing. So I went back to bed, thinking my dog was crazy. And the next morning, the light of day showed that my dog was absolutely right. Someone had gotten into our apartment and stolen our stuff. Now, while I tried to keep my calm and tried to convince my girlfriend that everything was okay, inside I knew something was different. I felt dirty. I felt betrayed. Have you ever felt that way? I felt disgusted. It was disturbing that some complete stranger had violated our privacy, gotten into our room, rummaged through our stuff, and stole whatever they want. But overall, I felt like a failure. I had failed as a boyfriend, as a dog owner. I have failed as a man. I have failed to protect that which I love the most. From that moment on, I changed. I dreaded coming back home for the following weeks. Every time I walked around the street, I walked like a very bad movie villain. Always looking behind my shoulder to make sure no one was following. Even my dog changed. He used to wait for me to take him outside to relieve himself. From that day, he started being inside. He would walk in the living room, choose a spot in the middle, and pee. And he would look at me directly in the eyes while doing it, like a challenge. Yes, you are going to claim this, loser. Every single day, I looked at people, and I thought they were out to get me. I thought people were inherently bad. That is until one day, I was walking with my niece. She's only 3 years old, so I held her tiny hand, and we were walking until I saw a homeless man, obviously drunk, and begging for money. And I instinctively cracked her and told her, don't go near that man. She asked me why, and I explained to her, he's a bad man. He's homeless. He has no food, and he might want to hurt you. She looked at me kind of puzzled, and she told me, Tortillo, she called me Tortillo, she can't say uncle. Tortillo. Tortillo, I want to go to the store and buy some candy. So I took her to buy the candy. We went to the store, she got the candy. When she had the bag of candy in her hands, she looked at me and she said, Tortillo, I want to go and give this to the man we saw outside. And I asked her, puzzled, why would you do that? A child giving up candy. And she said, because if he has no home, he might need it more than I do. He might need it more than I do. She's only a girl, she's 3 years old. And she was smarter than me. She would only see the good in people. She wasn't blinded to the injustices of the world like I had become. That day I learned that I cannot lose my faith in humanity. Because my nieces and nephews are part of humanity. And most important of all, I am also a part of humanity. The world I want to build, the world I want to live for my nieces and nephews, for my future children, will not be built by getting away from people and berating my fellow humans. I learned that to really forgive, I had to forgive myself from my past mistakes. I hope the person that stole from me used the money for something good. I want to believe that. I choose to believe that. She told me and taught me that kindness can empower you, because it is only through kindness that I can affirm the kind of world I want myself and everyone in this room to be a part of. Mr. Chairman.